Hello there, you're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. Let's talk about Aimee Mann and her new album, Queens of the Summer Hotel. She released out on November 5th. This is studio album number 10 for her, follows 2017's Grammy Award-winning Mental Illness, and that theme continues very strong with this record. Queens of the Summer Hotel is gorgeous. Musically, it is amazing. Thematically, it's quite incredible. It's taking inspiration from Susanna Kayson's novel Girl Interrupted. Many of you have probably seen the movie starring Angelina Jolie and Winona Ryder that came out in 1999. But Mann specifically taking her inspiration from the book. It's one of the cool things about all of the songs on this record is that these songs are supposed to be a part of this musical that is currently in development. Now, who knows if this ever happens? Musicals can take a decade plus to develop. It's really a crazy process. So it was cool to see Aimee take the reins with collaborator Paul Bryan, flesh these songs out, give them this different type of reality because this album conceptually is still very powerful in its emotional resonance. I'm blown away just by what the music evoked in me. Definitely, I immediately thought of the movie Far From Heaven. If you've never seen this, there's just this very strong noir element in this record, and I love the classical pop style. Think of classical pop from the 40s and 50s, right before rock and roll, and I guess the kind of contemporary understanding of what we know as music today happened. But the orchestration is gorgeous. She's basically trading in her guitar for a piano, and then just the strings, the wood instruments, everything that's going on is very powerful, very beautiful, and I think a lot of you will have that experience. It's very cinematic. I mean, this record's taken inspiration from a book. I thought of Babbitt by Sinclair Lewis. That was written in 22, but that same, I guess, estrangement that one can come to feel from oneself, and that they can lead into psychosis and this disassociation that we have from ourselves. And so I think it's very interesting, and I love the way that Aimee Mann just tackles it full force, head on, very eloquently, very poetically. But it's not something that she shies away from, and she herself has her own experiences with it. She's been very public about that, and I just think that records like this are just phenomenal, as far as allowing people to, I guess, throw aside that term illness. I think it has such a negative connotation, and I think a lot of people, unfortunately, in their lives just experience trauma that impacts them in a way that they have to learn to reorient themselves to navigate the world, and that can take a lot of help from people and a lot of time and a number of other different things. But I wouldn't necessarily call it an illness. So I love songwriters like her bringing these type of things to light and talking about them in a constructive way and in a way that hopefully gives people the confidence to reach out and talk about them as well. The music on this thing, I've been saying is, it's what I love about Aimee Mann is that her solo work anyway, you just don't know what you're going to get. Where a lot of people, this would have been experimental. For her, it's just her next record, and I think that's really cool. It's just her doing her thing. Key tracks on this thing, all of them are pretty much going to sound the same, but from that lyrical standpoint, I love Robert Lowell and Sylvia Plath. That's your second track. Apparently, both of them stayed in the same mental hospital as Susanna Kayson. So, it's just her talking about that in the book, and then Aimee Mann running with that idea. Give Me 15 is the third track. It's written from the perspective of just this arrogant doctor. And then a number of other tracks are written from the perspective of other characters. Because again, the idea is that these songs are sung by, I guess, characters in a soliloquy. Think of Shakespeare and kind of that style. And so, each character has their own little moment where they stand out and have their number. And I think that's really cool. I hope that this is a project that comes to light for that reason. Because all of these songs are very powerful and very well put together. Excuse me. I love, there's this little section towards the back end, songs 11 and 12, Burn It Out and In Mexico, where, Burn It Out has this simple, just acoustic arrangement. In Mexico is just this piano and just this gentle orchestration, excuse me. And I like the gentle percussion that creeps in. There's, kind of this dark piano piece in the coda that creeps it out there. They're just kind of, they're slightly unique given the rest of the classical orchestration that's driving this record. But Aimee Mann, cheers to you. I mean, I think this record is going to be nominated for a Grammy. I just don't know what category it'll be in. It definitely won't be in the folk category. I would say that this is, probably just going to be more of like a pop style record, but it really is classical pop. When you listen to this thing, it's going to take you back to a different time. And I hope that you enjoy that when that happens. I hope you like this album, please like this video as well. Subscribe to the channel, share the video, do all the things to help me grow this project. Stay tuned throughout the week for more album reviews, and we'll see you next time on the Beat Sessions.